WLWT investigates. Tonight, faith and security now go hand in hand. You know, recently we have seen 2 kids killed at a Catholic mass in Minneapolis, a gunman opening fire and setting off explosives on the congregation right outside of Detroit, leaving 4 people dead. And then a little closer to home, 2 women who were shot and killed at a church down in Lexington, Kentucky back in July. And as violence in public spaces becomes more common, more churches are quietly taking extra steps to keep worshipers safe.
In the greater Cincinnati area, many will not reveal exactly what they're doing, but as WLWT News 5's Karen Johnson shows us, faith communities are rethinking what it means to protect the pews.
More and more churches are creating security or safety teams, but those who train these teams say it's also important for anyone who attends church anywhere to be mindful of what can happen and also have a game plan. On any given Sunday, churches open their doors to anyone. In today's world, the same open doors pose a risk.
For Crossroads, safety has always been a really big priority and something we've thought about from the beginning.
Crossroads won't share every detail, and that's intentional. But church leaders say they use state-of-the-art technology to keep everyone safe, including cross-coverage cameras that eliminate blind spots. Cameras are constantly monitored, and when people are here, site security leaders are patrolling the property. Every service also has a uniformed police officer on duty.
We have iterated things over time and gotten better with process and the ways that we do things over time, but I think really we're always trying to be proactive, not reactive to whatever's happening in the world.
Across the country, more congregations are quietly forming safety teams and learning how to respond if the unthinkable happens. Seth Stout teaches Protecting the House of Worship, a class through Delta Defense, a service provider for the U.S. Concealed Carry Association. The focus, awareness, preparation, and decisive action.
So really developing a playbook almost like a sports team, and whatever you're dealing with, whatever's on the other side of that line, you have something you can pull out of your playbook that's suited for that situation.
Stout says the training has already made a difference. In Michigan this past June, lives were saved at Crosspoint Community Church.
Everybody to the back.
When a gunman, identified by police as 31-year-old Brian Anthony Browning, showed up wearing a tactical vest.
The shooter had a rifle and I think 360 rounds of ammunition. They were heavily equipped. Somebody spotted the threat and actually tried to hit him with their vehicle, which prompted the 2 security members to step out.
Church security shot and killed Browning before he hurt anyone. 3 days earlier, those 2 members of the church's security team had taken a USCCA class, like the one taught this month in Colerain Township.
We do emphasize one thing I'll tell you is the Homeland Security has run hide fight as a core belief of what people should do. You got to pick one of the 3 and you have to commit, which goes back to that freeze. And you don't want to be in a situation where you're kind of in denial and stuck, whether it's running, hiding, or fighting. It needs to be decisive action.
In other states, churches, as well as schools, are turning to artificial intelligence for help. Zero Eyes is a gun detection system that spots weapons through security cameras and alerts police in seconds. Across the board, places of worship say it's important to balance faith with caution, protecting worshipers while keeping the doors open to all. And here locally in Greater Cincinnati, there is a faith-based safety training program starting November 11th. It's a 6-week program. The cost is $200. For more information, go to our website, WLWT.com. Karen Johnson, WLWT News 5.
A great story there, a lot of information. Obviously, it's sad that we've gotten to this point, but you can't put your head in the sand. You can't bury your head. You got to do something about it. And forward thinking.
And you appreciate people being so transparent. I had a deacon tell me that he packs heat, and that's something he never thought he'd have to do. All right, turning to your forecast, it is